Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to wrap up the rubber roof. All that's really left with this is to trim the rubber and the water stop right above the termination bar and put a bead of caulk on there. And I'm also going to go around. This is just the PVC glue, or not PVC, what is it, polyurethane glue, wood glue, and it acts as a really good water repellent, I guess, but it's kind of chipped off in places, so I'm going to actually put some of the rubber caulk on there as well, and then let that be it for the winter. It should survive just fine until I can do the rest of this stuff in the spring. So actually Natalie will be doing this stuff. She's doing stuff with her horses right now. I'm not sure what she's doing, but she's going to come up and start cutting that stuff. What I'm going to do is go around and clean all of the edges where it needs to be caulked. That top edge needs to be caulked, of course, but this needs to be caulked all the way around. This does not, because it has the, I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it's just uncured rubber. This does not have to be caulked, but the bottom edge of this, where this is that patch, and in the corners, the corner flashings, and I think that's it. Of course, all the way around these scupper flashings, which is quite a bit of stuff. So, got a lot of caulking to do. Hopefully, Natalie's done with her horses soon and can get to the trimming by the termination bars, but I'm going to get started right now. I have my stuff down there. We have the people that are up here hunting are here now, but they're all, well, way down in the woods down that way hunting, and way off that way hunting. There is a stand right here, and somebody was in there yesterday, but nobody's there today. It is, I think it's supposed to be 48 for a high today, but that'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in 2 hours, but now's the time to get started. I should say that yesterday I put foam in, I'm not sure how many I got in. I think it's 9 or 10 of the strips from right here out to about here. It's about a third of them, and they're working very well. It's nice and toasty warm because of the sun inside the addition here. It's pretty nice and warm once all of the foam is in there, and then the edges of each sheet of foam gets foamed. Then another layer gets put in. It's going to be, very toasty in there with very little heating requirements. Enough of that. Got to get to this. So all I got to do is do some sweeping up. I vacuumed the water. Water always collects here because the flashing is higher than the roof. So you get little puddles, and in this cool weather it doesn't dry really fast. So vacuum the water out of there, and now it's nearly dry. But I'm going to be get these back corners and then get this first, and then work my way towards that, and it should be dry by then. Okay, let's get started. Okay, that's it. I've got caulk around every joint. At least I believe I got every joint. Yep, I did. It's really hard to see this black flashing in the light we have here, but I believe I got everything. It's kind of interesting how this stuff, it like self-levels. It doesn't do it 100%, but you can see how smooth it gets. I smoothed it out with my finger, but it's way smoother than the job I did. And this pretty much looks like what I've seen in videos and stuff. The little gray squiggly stuff is still that water stop. That stuff is really hard to deal with. I didn't introduce Natalie, she's kind of shy, but she did all the cutting of the stuff above the termination bar. And then I went around and caulked everything. Yeah, that water stop, the gray stuff, is really, really gooey and sticky, and I guess it degrades in sunlight, so it might be easier to deal with next spring when I come back here and finish this up. We're going to be putting pedestals in here, and then a wood deck, and the top of this is going to get belt sanded, and then 2 different layers of cap are going to be put on this, the final one being white oak, the same as the deck here. So it's going to be pretty slick. So that's going to wrap it up. It is really, really cold up here. It was supposed to be partly cloudy today, but right about noon we went in to have lunch and came back, and it's been cloudy ever since. So the warmest time of the day was supposed to be about right now, and it was earlier when we knocked off for lunch. So that kind of sucks. We should have just stayed up here, but it is what it is. So this is done for the winter, and I'll be picking back up on this early in the spring. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed and click on the update icon so you're notified when I post new videos. If you have any questions or comments on this or anything else, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you give the video a thumbs up and or share it, it helps the channel greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.